Alright, how you all guys doing? How you doing, Madeira? Welcome back. Alright, so it is Friday once again, guys, and yes, it's the last Friday before the Platinum expansion is dropped. You doing good? Good. Hey, Team Miller, how you doing, bud? So, obviously, I know some of the guys are already streaming the Platinum expansion. I thought I'd just cover the last fact sheets for today. Obviously, Tuesday it'll be coming out. Obviously, over the weekend, the SGA guys are going to be covering it a lot. Um, Obviously, it is. I think we've got Dajnet, we've got obviously Big Daddy, Boomhauer, NBC, Yosho, Mr. Wheels, I think, is doing it as well, and Jababo and stuff like that. So, yeah, make sure to check them guys out as well over the weekend if you can, and obviously, you'll get to see a little bit about what's coming. Obviously, I haven't got it, unfortunately, so I'm going to be playing a bit of Wolf Creek today. Why not? So just going back to the fact sheets, there is the last set of fact sheets being released today, and I'm just going to go backwards in order. Why not? So obviously going to start off with another excavator, and obviously this is the Volvo EC380DL. Obviously it's going to cost you 365,000. It's 292 horsepower. Variable gearbox, 620 litre fuel tank, will go at 6 miles an hour and weighs around about 41.6 tons. Obviously, they've doubled this up with obviously a fellow buncher. This is the West Tech Woodcracker C550. Obviously, it's going to cost you 43,000 to purchase, and that's obviously this guy on the front. And this will actually hold two trees at the same time. Obviously, um, it will carry. I'm sure this is carry, so it should be 2 tons worth of trees. And obviously, it will cut up to 55 centimeter wide trees. Alright, so that's that one. Obviously, another Volvo truck. This is more of an updated Globetrotter, which is quite nice. Obviously, I know Big Daddy and Yoshi showed it off already in their streams. Obviously, this is the Volvo FH16, which is quite nice, and it's going to cost you 137,000. The engine itself varies from 550 horsepower to 750 horsepower, so it's got a good bit of horsepower there. Also, it's got power shifter, will hold 755 litres of fuel, plus obviously 64 litres of DEF, so your diesel exhaust fluid. And obviously that will then um, travel at 90 kilometers an hour or 55 miles per hour and weighs around about 8.3 tons. And obviously double that up with obviously a logging trailer there, the timber trailer by Muller, I think that's pronounced. I hope so. And obviously this is going to be a semi-trailer for your logs, and obviously that's going to cost you 42,500. And well, I'm guessing that must be the carrying capacity on these. So it's going to be 5.4 tons on that one. It's quite a nice truck actually. I like that one. It's a more up to date version of the other one that they have already announced. And then finally another Volvo wheel loader, and this is going to be the L120H. And obviously it's going to cost you 252,000 with a horsepower engine of 276, so a bit of a little beast there. Obviously got power shifter. Obviously it'll hold 270 litres of fuel plus 25 litres of DEF. Obviously it was going to travel at 40 kilometers an hour, 24 miles per hour, and weighs what 19.4 tons. So a bit of a beast that one, but nice. It's nice that they're actually adding lots of different wheel loaders and trucks into the game. So obviously that's going to be it for obviously the fact sheets now. Obviously as of Tuesday, the 15th of November, which is literally next Tuesday, this will be released to everybody out there. So obviously you'll be able to get to see all these vehicles in game on your game itself if you've got 22, and the Platinum expansion, which is kind of nice. Obviously, that little um, forklift is kind of a little beast from what I've seen. Apart from that, obviously, the only other thing I wanted to really cover is this right here, and it's basically to do with the collectibles and points of interest on the new map. It does look good, doesn't it? So obviously, Giants do still have the collectibles, and they are adding in some nice new collectibles. And from what I understand, these will actually, when you collect them, they'll actually show up in one of the buildings, which we'll get to in just a minute. It's like a gallery. Obviously, there's loads of trees on here that you can harvest. There's missions for doing rocks, and obviously dead tree missions and stuff. One thing I did notice with the streams earlier, obviously with the rocks, when you've cleared the rocks, you can't actually pick up what's left over unless you actually own the land. And obviously, the only thing is obviously with the tree missions though, the dead tree missions, obviously the trees get marked, but you can actually collect and sell them as well, those trees afterwards, which is kind of interesting. So they've kind of got some new game things going on. Obviously got a nice little waterfall going there. Obviously some lovely landscaping that they've done actually in there. And obviously the trees and the puddles and all that are looking very, very realistic. That is for sure. Obviously, that's going to be the map itself. Obviously, each of these points are going to be sell points, your production points, construction sites, and stuff like that. So, for instance, down here we have the boatyard. Over here we've got the roller coaster that you've got to build. Obviously, one thing to bear in mind is obviously if you want to make some quick money, the boat is probably the easier option because you can get a fair few produced throughout the year. Go and buy some of the other blogs with the roller coaster when they were actually testing it to see how long it would take them. Even with cheating in the products and stuff like that, it took them 3 to 4 in-game years to build it. And obviously, they weren't producing the products; they were just getting it spawned in and then putting it straight in. So with the roller coaster, make sure not to expect to build it up straight away. It's going to take at least several in-game years to do it, so it's going to be a long-term project basically. Obviously, as you can see from here, you do have a lot of new sell points added in. One thing to bear in mind as well, there is two sawmills on here. So you've got one as a sell point, which is actually just down here, there, the K. But there's also an old sawmill, which is actually a production. And obviously that's going to be up here, and that's where you want to take your logs to. From what Big Daddy was doing earlier, testing wise, obviously you got containers that you can load your logs into, but you can't seem to unload it. And obviously, until I get it, I do believe you can unload them, but he wasn't quite getting it. So on the docks here, I can't really get the mouse just here. There's actually a little shed, and I believe inside there's actual trigger marker that you go to basically unload containers and stuff like that way. Well, obviously, if you want to do it the easy way, you can just load onto the side into the water, and it'll actually start loading into the sawmill that way as well. Obviously, if you've got the loose logs. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that inside that sawmill, on that little bit that sticks out, I think what's dock or whatever it's called. I'm pretty sure that they said that there was going to be a trigger on there. Obviously, like I said, till I get hold of the game myself, I can't actually go in and find out. So yeah, but yeah, it is lovely, lovely map from what I've seen so far. You've got trains you can actually use quite a lot of. Obviously, you can load them up with your logs if you wanted to. You could load up your containers if you wanted to. The containers are a kind of nice thing. You can actually load the logs into them. Obviously, you just have to get the logs near the rear of the containers and those load straight in. Cool. I'm having weird days not being able to talk. Something strange. Obviously, there is going to be iron ore production. Obviously, that can then go into your productions to create like iron materials and stuff like that. Obviously, you've got a nice new pet store there, or factory, I should say. Obviously, you put your um, logs in, not your logs, your beams and some wool in. And as an output, you can sell them like birdhouses, a cat tree, and a dog house, which then can be sold. I know Mr. T Miller would love to be able to get his hands on this and rename it. Obviously, for any of you guys who weren't aware of it, in the Philippines, he's got his own online animal business that he's doing, and it'd be kind of nice just to replace that sign to make it a bit like T Miller's there. So there you go. That's the sawmill. So this is what I was on about actually. Obviously, this is going to be the area you're going to unload into. There is a trigger over here uh, to go into the actual production menu. But from what I understand, or remember, I'm sure inside this little shack, shed, whatever it is, there's a trigger in there. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. There was going to be a trigger you can unload and do it that way. Obviously, that is the sawmill. So you're going to put your trees, your wood chips in, and then get your beams, your long logs, and stuff like that out of. And obviously, you've got different your sell points. Obviously, you've got your farmers market there, or several markets, I should say. Obviously, that'll take pretty much everything in there. You can see there's quite a lot of new products along the bottom here that have been added into this. Obviously, we've got a waffle hut, which is kind of nice. It's another sell point. Obviously, you can take a fair bit into that as well, which is quite kind of nice. Obviously, you do still have the debris crusher. Then obviously we'll have obviously containers like I mentioned that you can lift up with obviously a wheel loader um, and load them on to your trailers. And from what I've seen as well, they'll actually lock down in the same sort of way some of the headers currently do in game to the trailers. It's kind of nice that they've added that. Obviously, this is something else as well. This is the Great Woods Gallery, and this is going to be where you can see what collectibles you've already collected. So obviously around the map there is a lot of different animal statues, and once you collect them, from what I understand, how many was that? 20, is it? Yes, we've got 20 wooden figurines coming in, and when you collect one, they're actually going to show up on these plinths. As you can see, there's one just missing there, but they're really kind of nice little carvings of different animals that you maybe find in that area, I suppose, of the map, which is really, really nice. Obviously, as you can see, you've got a turtle there next to a little stream. Obviously, these may not be exactly where they are in these pictures, because they're a bit of a spoiler, really, aren't they? Obviously, you get a nice little frog in the pond there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that is definitely pretty much going to be the last information we get um, for the DLC. Obviously, all of this information is on the website here, as you can see, under blogs. Obviously, that was shown yesterday with the development team there. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, go over to Twitch, to the Giant Software channel, and just maybe have a look at that as well. I think I covered this one now. Oh, this is something that was released earlier this week as well. And obviously, this is going to be all your vehicles coming in with obviously the DLC. Obviously, you're going to get the Severn map, the Silver Run map. Why do I keep saying Severn? Silver Run map, forestry map itself. Plus, obviously, you got loads of new vehicles, tons of equipment there, all the way down to the bottom. Obviously, you got the Paladin. That's going to be for doing your rock crushing. Then obviously you're going to get things like spray tree markers, your containers, a couple of buildings are coming in. Obviously tree saplings that you can actually plant as well, and along a lot of new placeables. So what we can understand and what we've seen is all of these will be actually be able to be used on other maps in game. Obviously, the way the DLC is actually locked, things like the dead trees and the rocks won't be able to be added to other maps unless they're somehow able to mod it itself, the actual map makers. But obviously that's going to be it for the platinum information for today anyway. Who knows, over the weekend they may give more bits and pieces out, but obviously there is streamers out there right now on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, streaming all this stuff. So if you get a chance, guys, go over, check them out. But obviously for the next couple of hours, I'm going to be doing a little bit of Farm Sim 22 on a bit of Wolf Creek. So there we go. So let's get this going. Hopefully we've got some sound. Hopefully it's in. I don't want to have it too loud. That's the thing. Because the last time I did this it was quite loud, so let me just adjust these a sec. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all having a great day anyway. Let's try that now. I'm not even sure if it's working. I've got my phone up, so... uh, uh, oh, it also helps if I have it unmuted in my... That might help. Let's see. Right, let's jump over to the combine and see, actually. Oh yeah, there's definitely sound there, so that's cool. Unfortunately, I couldn't be bothered jumping it in Discord. Obviously, there's Mr. Wheels in one channel, you got Dave, NBC, and Yosho in another. So yeah, so obviously for now, and obviously my next couple of days, this is what I'm going to be focusing on. I need to get all these yellows, and obviously this guy here, harvested. So it's going to be quite busy for me over the weekend. Obviously I'm going to be watching streams, and obviously doing all of this. So I'm just going to get on and go. I've still got to pick up these bells. Hopefully they're actually fermented by now. Obviously these are the ones I did on Wednesday using BDB SSB's a baler there. Where is silage? Yep, so they're now silage actually. I'm going blind in me all day. I was looking at the wrong box there. Looking at the field information for some reason. Dumb. Oh yeah. Right then, so let's get that uncovered. We can go get this guy unloaded. So yeah, at the minute I'm actually looking at different mods and stuff for obviously the new map. Obviously not only to be used on the Silver Run. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Severum. The Silver Run, but also Dave's new map when that comes out. Obviously it's going to be quite a while, so I've got a long time before I need to actually get much sorted out. Obviously now that obviously we can't access any of the stuff, it's kind of put a bit of a bummer on a lot of things. There we go. So you're still there. I certainly do have something to do, but thankfully I've got this combine now as well, so I can get both of these guys up and running. Where'd I put the header over there? Actually, yeah, I can probably close that down for the minute. Yeah, but obviously if any of you guys got any questions about this map, FS22, FS19 even, you're more than welcome to drop it in chat. Obviously I know a little bit about obviously 19. uh, yeah, obviously PV County is definitely one of the best maps I think for 19. There is a word for you guys who are still playing 19 like Madeira. I know that you are. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thinking about it. Dave could be going back to FS19 and creating a new map after the current one's finished and released. Come on, where are you? Oh, there we are. Obviously, it's still in question whether he is or not. But the way things are looking, it's more and more likely. So where do I need to put you then? Let's go down to 71. Oh, okay, so it's just down the road. Yeah, so for anyone still playing 19, that could be a nice thing for you guys. Oh, cracking me wrist, it's not good. So we'll just have to wait and see. Obviously, it's going to take Dave a little while to get the current one done and released. Obviously, I think he's planning on at least streaming some of it for a month or two, and then probably jump in and make a start on the 19 one if that's where he's going to go. Right, let's go down this road, and it's just down here on the right hand side after the bridge. One thing I do want to do actually at some point is load up a fresh save game and sort out the auto drives on here. I seen somebody the other day mention about the current WolfCreek auto drive configuration file being outdated and was wanting an updated version, so I might actually do that over the weekend as well. got to try and figure out all those new things that's been added to it. So obviously you can curve when adding and yeah. So, but obviously I've been watching obviously Mr. T Miller there. Actually, where is my manners? Holy cripes! I just realised something. As I've got two streamers in chat with me right now, so obviously Madeira. I'm hopefully that's how you pronounce your name. She's a lovely streamer, by the way, guys. I lurk in her streams a lot. Um, she does play FS19 on PV County at the minute. Definitely go over and check her out and give her a follow. You're very welcome. And obviously we've got Mr. T Miller there. Hopefully he's still there. He's probably in Yosho's watching him. I'm not bothered, to be honest. And obviously T Miller as well. Great content creator. He's been playing FS22, FS19, and doing a bit of ATS and ETS. Yeah, but you're both very, very welcome. But yeah, I believe Mr. Dashnet should be going live in about an hour, hour and a half. Are you here just getting ready to go to sleep soon? Oh, right, okay. Fair enough. It's been a long day, really, isn't it? A lot going on, a lot of information being bounced around, so... Yeah. Right, yeah, so Dave should be going live in about an hour and a half. From what I understand, he's going to be doing a single player playthrough on the Silver Run map. Obviously, the nice thing is with it, where he's been in, like with Big Daddy and Yosho, he's getting lots of hints and tips on playing the map. Obviously, Yosho is currently doing a server with, I believe he's got himself and I think Spencer or Odwala maybe gaming. Going to be jumping in together. You're fine for now. Let me get my other tractor from the field there, and he can do the the lavender. You're busy in real life as well, yeah. Yeah, actually, to be honest, it's kind of weird. My wife wanted to do go out and do some additional shopping today, but to be honest, we don't really need it at the minute. So I've kind of said, well, can we do it maybe over the weekend? Obviously Sunday I'm going to be out for most of the day, because obviously where we haven't got a washing machine at the minute, obviously a lot of the clothes we're doing is hand washed, but some of it does need to go through a washing machine. So we're going to go over to her, basically my mother-in-law's, and see if we can borrow her. Oh, she has something. There we go. Borrow her washing machine for at least one or two washes. So I'm going to do that Sunday and probably do the shop that she wanted anyway at the same time. Right, so that's Boomhauer there. So Darius must be up the top here. Yep, he is. Yeah, so I've still got obviously those bales to pick up. I've got some bales I think it's on the far field there to pick up. Obviously I'm just going to be selling the whole lot, making a little bit of money. And most of this that's on the fields are going to be going straight into different factories. Oh, dang it. He's on the wrong side. I'm going to drive on the crops to unload him. I've been trying to do it a little bit more realistically and not do this. But it's kind of hard when you've got the hired helper who's facing the wrong direction. Ah, dang. Yeah, so obviously we're going to have obviously Dashnet, Mr. Wheels, Yosho, Big Daddy. I believe, but I'm not sure. Darius and Scurvy Hyam are going to be doing it as well. The new DLC. Bum, 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 bum. And obviously Boomhauer. Yeah, so I think it was 5 keys in total. I know Yosho got his own. Mr. Jababble got his own, so he's going to be doing it as well. So, oh, yeah, MBC, that was the other one. So, yeah. So, technically 6 or 7 SGA members going to be streaming it over the weekend, so it's kind of nice. So, hopefully, if you guys do get a chance, jump in and catch any of them when they are live. Tomorrow I will be streaming again with my daughter. Not sure exactly what we're going to be streaming yet. Oh, she's still got to finish off doing the Five Nights at Freddy's. Since, oh, what was it last time? Oh, she got kind of a bit stuck on one part there. I know she's been looking at lots of YouTube videos, so hopefully she should be well ready for that. What did I put up here? I think it was potatoes or something. Let me see. Because I can also get a third harvest on the go if I can. We do have some potatoes. Cool. Right then. Now let me see something. Good sec. Now that one is potatoes. Yay. Cool. Okay. Good. So I am going to be using my little cheaty one. Actually, slightly different to the one that was released. I've actually increased the size of it. The actual work width, to be honest. We can use that guy over there. Right. We'll just get this parked up inside and dropped off, I should say. But yeah, how are you guys getting on with the game? Actually, I don't think, my dear, do you have FS22? I know you're always on 19 whenever I jump into see your streams. You do? Oh, okay. So how come you rarely stream it? Just too much liking PV County, I'm guessing. Hey RPs, how you doing? Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be a very quiet time on here. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be a pretty quiet stream, really. Everyone's over watching other streamers with the new DLC and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, I would have loved to get my hands on it, to be honest, and see the different equipment myself. But, it is what it is. I know, obviously, Giants are really after plenty of content over the weekend. Oh heck! And obviously, that's not going to be me. There we go. Doing great. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. But I found it kind of funny in Big Daddy's stream there. It seems like I knew a little bit more than he did about the map. Oh heck! I could probably do this all myself. I don't know. Can I do this myself? Can't remember what capacity I put on this. I think this is a standard one. Oh well. Aye. But yeah, obviously now after this weekend, it's kind of going to be full steam ahead with Mr. Obviously Dave getting the map ready for 22. Obviously, I'm going to be focusing on trying to get the factories and that ready for him as well. And let me bring you to somewhere around about there. I think it's the end of the road that I need him to be on. You gone? Yep, cool. Right, I need to unload you. Oh, have stuff on the right screen. Oh, that's right, Timo. Okay, yeah. Actually, I do have Yosho's stream open, but I'm not really listening to it at the minute. It's hiding behind my Streamlabs. But yeah, I'll probably be going off to see Mr. Dave in a minute. So obviously with Dave's new map, the 60X that he's working on, for anyone who hasn't caught it yet, there's going to be two crops coming out of. Because obviously he's expanded this map itself, the WolfCreek map. He's taken two crops out. It's going to be the rye and the blueberries, and he's going to be adding in one crop. At the minute, it's going to be flax. I had to think what it was there for a second. So obviously that's going to be a new crop to harvest that can then be used to make stuff like fabric and stuff like that. So one of the factories I am going to be mainly focusing on, if I can, is getting the Aurora textiles back in game. So I've got it. Actually, I've already got it in game. I just got to finish off the XMLs and do the palette work and stuff like that. But at the minute, we're still umming and ahhing about buildable or that sort of option. There is a way we can do it with obviously the production revamp mod. Let's just try to figure it out and everything. From so Flax said hemp's going to be staying from what I understand. Because the main reason is obviously with the crops that's been added, so obviously you've got the base game ones there, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So obviously we've got 28 crops on this map. Obviously 4 of them are in the vines, but that actually pushes us over by 1 crop. So for anyone who's actually played the map and done peanuts, for example, when you've harvested the peanuts, the textures on the ground are kind of naffed up a little bit. So obviously by taking that one out, Shy Wizard, that was weird, actually did a test, and obviously he took all bar one out and found that it was working perfectly fine. So that's what we're going to have to do. Obviously, so that's why he's taking 2 out, and then just adding that one, so it then brings it into the 27 or whatever it is that's needed. Obviously, at some point, if we do get a scripter to help us out and break that limitations, that would be big, huge. Woohoo! We can get a lot more of the crops back from obviously 19, and maybe some new ones thrown in there as well. There we go. So it's kind of a pain, but it is what it is at the minute. There we go. Let's get you unloaded as well. There we are. Yep. Obviously, you can use your hemp or your hops for hemp, whatever it is. Oh, wrong one. What we actually got in here? Yeah. So obviously, at the minute we've got hemp in that you can then convert to hops. See, I don't see why you can't just change that to the hops and just. I don't know. See, 'cause technically, what you could then do is just replace the hemp with the hops, and then just have the flax in. But oh well. He knows what he's doing. I hope. I don't know. Because obviously the flax could then replace the hemp, which is obviously being used as a fabric. So it kind of makes sense. One less factory. Well, yeah, true. Because obviously you wouldn't be converting it. And obviously you could use the flat. Obviously the hemp at the minute can be used for making hops as well as fabric, can't in it. So obviously if you done away with that, yeah, you would get rid of at least one factory. Hey Pompies, how are you doing? I need a drink. One sec. But yeah, that would actually give you a better option, to be honest. Might mention that to him later. Yeah, replace the hemp with the flax, and then add in the flax. No, hang on. Yeah. Oh, confused. I'm all over the place. It's not good. I'll remember it later. But yeah, could get rid of the spinnery, and you could just use it. Yep. Also, you can do it that way as well. T Miller, just use the Aurora factory. What you'll probably find is you'll probably keep the spinnery as maybe like a tier 2 sort of production, where you could then go to the Aurora factory, which may be like a tier 3 or tier 4 type of factory. Obviously, with the way it's set up at the minute, I'm kind of thinking. Lars, how are you doing? Play the Platinum DLC now. No, unfortunately, I did not get access to it. And to be honest, I don't really stream as much as the rest of the guys, so yeah, makes total sense. Might have been nice if Mr. T Miller got it though. Maybe he could have done an extra stream over the weekend. I don't know. Obviously, he's going to be probably streaming Monday, so he could have got a few hours in there. But it is what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, I've got a lot to do on here, so. And I know Dave said that obviously this weekend is going to be quite busy for the guys, and then obviously he's going to be focusing on map work. So yeah, might as well enjoy it while I can. See if I can get this unloaded as I'm going. Do need to get another truck ready actually for the potatoes to be unloaded into, thinking about it. Dang, I don't know if I've got another trailer out there. There's a lot of Larses around at the minute. Oh, blimey. So obviously there's one Lars that used to play with Dave and that a lot. I think it was between 13, FS 13 and 15 or maybe 17. Never actually spoken to him personally, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. There we go, that should be enough for him. Alright then, so you're fine for the minute, you're fine for the minute. He's arrived, so that's cool, so let's get a guy going. I do like the rooster. Now obviously, please don't be shocked. I did, like I say, increase the work width of this thing. The only thing I didn't do is increase the capacity for it. Maybe I should do that at some point for the next map. Oh cripes! Come on, come on, come on, up! Wow, this thing is really struggling up here. Come on, come on! Oh, there we go, there we go! Yay! The unedited version, yes. I haven't actually uploaded this one onto the website yet. Actually, I need to do that. Turn. Oh, dang it. There we go. Both of them on. Yeah, I kind of got a bit annoyed the other, a few weeks ago actually. Oh, yep. There we go. When I was doing a harvest, and it was just taking so friggin' long with this. So I thought I'd just increase it a little bit. As you can see. There we go. So I'm just going to take a headland off of here. And there we go. And then what I'll do is I'll set it on a hired helper to go up the field and down. Yeah, it's just a little bit wide. I set it to about 3 times what the base game one is. I know how. So it's not too over the top, but obviously it is a little bit cheatier than the base game one. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to need to increase also the capacity on the thing. I can't remember if I actually increased it. Let me have a look. SGA, PV mods. So it's going to be this one here. What's the highest one? So 36. Yeah, definitely going to need to get that, maybe an unrealistic version put up on the website. But the nice thing is the hired helper works with it perfectly, so yeah, I'm good. There we go. Right then, let's get this spun around and I'll get it set off. But yeah, I do need to get a trailer down here as well. May have to actually purchase another one. I'm not sure what ones I've got in my area at the top there. Right, so H, there we go. Also, I tried keeping it realistic with the speed as well. So there's that, right. There we go. So I'm trying to think, what did I want canola for? Oil. Dang, now you're asking. Cannot remember what it was. I'm sure there's something else. Was it this cereal factory? Definitely, I wanted it for the oil. Oh, I need to get them sorted out at some point. Oil and cereal. Where are you? Do you take canola? Nope. Okay, must have just been the oil then. Canola oil. I'll probably put a load into storage just in case. Canola oil, so oil mill extended. Yeah, so you're pretty. Oh, you're still going. Definitely need more. Okay. Yes, he has. So he has set up a little desert area. Unfortunately, I can't really show on here, but from what I remember, it's going to be up in this sort of area. He's created a desert, and around it, obviously, he's got forestry. And from what I understand, he's going to actually put the black diamond somewhere around the outside, and he's going to have obviously oil well or oil spots in the desert for uncovering. How we're going to do all that, I don't know, because obviously things aren't quite working the same in 19 as it did, or not same as 22 as at 19. Obviously, that's one thing we do need to try and figure out. But I'm kind of just leaving that to Dave. But yeah, that will be something that is hopefully coming back. I'm getting a little bit of lag on here for some reason. Must be the old crops. Yipes. Hopefully it's not too jittery for you guys. Mind you, saying that all those orchards across the way doesn't help. Yeah, so at some point I do need to get around to cut some trees myself actually on here. I need to fill up the sawmill, get that up and running again. From a barrel factory, that is pretty. Actually, that's another thing as well. I need to get the barrel factory down. Had it down for a little while, but then obviously got filled up with the winery and everything, and yeah, so much to do and still so little time. It's terrible. Obviously, it's still got about 4 or 5 factories to be placed down on here. That before I get around to obviously the next map, if I can. There we go. There we go. Wait for the new barrel factory. Yeah, I'm not really sure how we're going to be addressing that, because obviously everything in the DLC is encrypted. Obviously, you could name a barrel, the barrel palette, if it's what it is in the new one. But obviously, you'd need to have the DLC to be able to use that production, as it were. And obviously, not everyone is, from what I understand, has the DLC, so kind of like a do you, don't you? But I've got a feeling that Dev's just going to leave it with what we've currently got. It's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest. Obviously, Dave was kind of hoping to get at least access to like the productions and everything. I know he had a little look yesterday when he actually got the DLC stuff through, and everything was pretty much locked up. He was able to see a few things, but not a lot. But I know, and obviously, Giants have mentioned that everything that's coming in the map will be available in the next Farm Sim game when that's released. So I don't know what Farm Sim 25, if that's what it's going to be. So, but yeah, obviously we've got, I don't know, at least what 1-2 years before that even comes. So let's park you up here. And I need to try and find... Alright. Oh, my other truck and some trailers. uh, Lavender is going to actually just be going down the road here, so I'll probably drop this off first. Obviously, if you had auto drive, guys, as well, you can actually set it up so that the auto drive helper will unload your combines, then deliver it to wherever it needs to go. From what I understand, you can use the factories as they are on other maps, so that will also include the PV maps, but obviously we won't be able to edit them or anything like that, which is a pain. Yeah, so obviously the actual factories you can place down on any map. So if you're obviously on Uncharted, you should be able to place them down. It's obviously going to be in obviously here the construction, and then obviously under the productions, they obviously just to add in, I suppose somewhere along here. But yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to edit them, so we can make them a little bit more PV sized, shall we say? uh, but yeah. It's kind of a pain, but we'll see. Maybe Dave will think, oh, just go with it, try it, and see. Obviously, the nice thing is, obviously, Mr. T. Miller, you'll get a chance to do some testing as well with us. There we go. And who knows, we might even come up with some new factories or something that line up with the stuff that's coming with the Silver Run map. Oh, one sec, guys. Sorry about that. Had a delivery pop to the door. Totally forgot about that coming. Amazon, they always turn up the wrong times. Right, I can do away with my phone actually for the minute. Sounds fine to me. Yeah, so who knows, we might even be able to come up with some new ideas for the next map. But yeah, need to really get with Dave at some point and have a bit of a chat about the productions and stuff. Obviously, as like I mentioned earlier, we are aiming to try and get some form of buildables into the map. Also using the production revamp mod, we can do it to a degree. Obviously, from what we understand, all the factories are going to have to be the ones that's built into the map itself to get them to work. So yeah, as you can imagine, life is kind of stressful and a pain in the bum. And here we go. Let's bring that forward a little bit. There we go. But yeah, I do like the look of some of those new buildings actually. They're looking pretty nice. Right, there we go. Actually, I do need to check on my wife in a little while. She's not been feeling the greatest today. Ooh. I think she actually suggested going out. I don't know, bless her. Right, so let's pop you back on the field. Boom har's 80%. Okay. Just these two combines are keeping me friggin' busy. It's not good. I'm trying to think where my other truck was. Oh, I know where it was. Did some selling earlier, didn't I? That I did. But yeah, can't even access the new trains as well, thinking about it. It's a pain. All locked up nice and tight. But anyway, that is that. And we're just going to carry on as we are. Obviously I'm still going to be streaming this map until obviously Dave's new one comes out. Obviously I still got, let's see, the Delta go down, Copper by Design. I think there's a couple of others. Oh yeah, Wolfie's Pizza. That's one of the ones I am aiming to try and get down soon. See, stock production by Grumpy Dwarf. That one's still to be placed down. Still got to get my BGA sorted out. It might do Heartlands. I don't know yet. Obviously, if we did Heartlands, I wouldn't mind trying to get Oh fudge! What am I doing? Um. Oh heck! The flour mill from PV County. Gold medal. Wouldn't mind getting that one in game as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop. There we go. AVO. Yeah, I've actually got AVO. The building converted. Don't tell Dave yet. But yeah, there's quite a lot of build. Obviously, see that's the thing. There's so many factories on 19. Um, it's kind of a. I'd love to try and maybe get them converted, but then it's gonna kind of maybe take out the woohoo sort of factor. I've tried board and dairy already. For some reason, the way that the textures were set up in 19, when you convert it over to 22, it totally messes it up, which is a pain, and I don't know how to fix it. How are you doing, Mr. Cope TV? Welcome on in, buddy. My stalker. Only kidding. And if you're not following Mr. Cope TV, please give him a follow. Stock for a company name to brand name in the UK. Well, yeah, the thing is, I don't know if you guys have it over there, but if you actually look at the icons, let me bring it up here. That's the bakery, it's not going to be that one. Bugger, where did they put him? Tier 3, there it is. So if you actually look at, I don't know if you guys can actually see the icons there. For it, I might see if I can bring up in the sales menu a sec. That one there. And they're near the bottom, I think, somewhere. Here. So, if you actually you can't really see them very well, but there's a company over here called Coleman's. I think they're based around the world, and yeah, that's basically what he's used. Coleman's, and I think it was Oxo icons. Hey Jono, how you doing, buddy? Still washing up? Nah, I've done all my washing up for today. Actually, I've got some dishes to do later, but that's about it. Not doing too bad, thanks, Jono. Not doing too bad. Obviously, I'm just struggling on, as you do. So you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. There's my truck, that's the one I want. Coleman Stock Productions. Yeah, could quite easily do that, actually. Um, the only problem is, and I hope he doesn't watch this, um, the actual building is too British, I think, for the maps. Oh, it's a. Please don't get me wrong. It is a nice factory. He's done a pretty good job, but I just think it's too British for the map itself. Um, yee. So whether I actually get it placed down, I don't know. And obviously, at the minute, it's not actually going into anything else. It's just a sell product. Um, obviously, he did do a Grumpy Bakery as well to go with it to make your like meat pies and stuff like that. but it was never actually finished and released, unfortunately. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, I know, Mr. Tima, but the thing is, if you look at the map, or especially, this is just my opinion, really. If you look at this map itself, obviously it's based in America, um, and it just does not fit in. I'm sorry, Grumpy, if you're out there. Wake up, Billy, not washing. Oh, you're still waking up. Yeah, sorry. I am so bad. I'm terrible. Right, I need to use. I'm going to use this guy because he's got a very good capacity. Oh, back up, back up. There we go. Waking up with Billy. That's just terrible. That really is. Oops. That one. There we go. I'm getting my trailers out finally. I still need to get hold of who am I missing? Thavius and Farming Guy 2022 Farming Guys icons, along with Mr. Shy Wizards as well to go on these trailers. There is space, but they're still flickering on there for some reason. Actually, it's not too bad there. Hmm. Yeah, still not got theirs yet. Oh, nice one. Hopefully you won't be too disappointed with it. I know a few people have had issues with some of the labour and that, but one thing I will say for anyone just starting out on WolfCreek or any of the current PV22 maps, with regards to like your electricity, labour and stuff like that, is when you place a factory down, make sure you've got enough workers placed as well, or houses and stuff. So if you look at in the menu itself, actually I'll show you myself. So in here, obviously you're going to have your PV mods tab. Obviously all the factory productions are set up to 4 different tiers. Obviously your tier 1 stuff won't need workers or anything like that, labour and that. Hey KW, how you doing, buddy? Obviously tier 2 stuff, this is where you're going to get into your labour, your support, morale and stuff like that, and your tier 3, tier 4 stuff. But if you look here in this top bar, it'll give you a minimum and maximum amount of workers and electricity needed to run that particular production. So for instance, right here, you're going to minimum is going to be 1 worker, maximum of 21. Now, I know Mr. T Miller does it, and I know that I do it a lot as well. Is I'll aim to put enough labour, houses or apartments down to cover the higher amounts of the 21. Um, Obviously, like that one there, the charcoal. Obviously, you're gonna need either 1 or 2 workers. So obviously, I'll aim to have the 2 and go on from there. Obviously, under your housing, this is where you're gonna get all your labour from. And obviously, bear in mind as well with the power side of things, the electricity, you will need enough to run the apartments or the houses as well as your factories and productions. So make sure that you're generating enough to cover the whole lot. And I think that's one thing that a lot of people are getting confused with. Um, they're not realizing that you're going to need enough to cover that, plus obviously the power to cover that and that and that and so on. So just bear that in mind. And obviously your community buildings that are built into this map. There's also the placeable ones, which come under your others. You can put more down if you wanted to. Obviously each one will generate something different, then gets converted to, oh, that's interesting. your support, and your morale, which can then can be used in your tier 3, tier 4 stuff. But obviously, they also need your power as well. So just also bear all that in mind. We do still have the government building for anyone who played 19, as you can see right there. Obviously, this is now set up as a storage. So if you're producing a lot of electricity, a lot of labour, morale, support, if you have that down, set it to priority 10, set your factories to like priority 1, and what you'll find is your workers and that will go to your factories first, and then if they're full, they'll then be stored in the government building. So hopefully that helps you out. Obviously, during the streams, obviously mine, Mr. T Miller's, and any other SGA, when they're on, you're more than welcome to ask those questions if you do need help. But a lot of anyone who's played the 19 maps will recognise a lot of the buildings from 19 that are in 22 now. Obviously, as you can see, I've got 4 apartment blocks, 5 apartment, is it 5 maybe? 4 or 5 there, apartment blocks placed down already. So I'm generating a lot of work labour. I've also got a few actual houses around the map, which are just sort of topping that off. There we go. But yeah, my end game, I suppose, is the best way to put it, is to be able to have the placeable solar panel generator. If you're not sure which one I'm on about, come back into here a sec. Under the power, we have the solar station. This is my end game. Once I've got that, I will be happy. I'll be happy with the map and everything. For the simple fact that is going to need Dell and Copper by Design placed down to be able to finish it. If you haven't seen it, when you place it down, the solar panels are not actually there. You actually have to add the solar panels and batteries to it to run it. And once I've got that done, it's kind of like end game done. I'm out of here type thing. uh, right, so let's go offload my potatoes quickly, and then I can jump through the other 2 guys and get them unloaded quickly. But yeah, one thing you can do as well, if you've got one auto drive on here, it is on the SGA website currently. Guy named Bad Lad created the auto drive routes. I am going to try and maybe over the weekend or next week get them updated, because I know somebody said they're a bit dated and not quite right. So I'll probably go through. Oh, look at that flickering. That's terrible. Maybe they're set a little bit too close still. Dang it. Oh, look, my alpaca on the back still. See, that's one thing that doesn't flicker is my alpaca. But it seems like everything else does on the sides here. I'm not sure why. Because I've just gone in and adjusted it, taken it out millimeter by millimeter, and yeah. It's doing my freaking head in. Whoever suggested doing this trailer, I don't know. Oh, see, this is another trailer that's on the SGA website. You can have it with or without the decals. It's kind of annoying, really. Right, so let's open you up. Obviously, this is going to have 4 different compartments, which is kind of nice. There's loads of capacity options, color options, you name it, it's in there. There we go. The government building is full, and most of my factories are mostly full. I only have 1 diesel generator. Yep. Obviously getting it down early enough as well, and building up your electricity, your workers and stuff like that is going to help out a lot. I'm trying to think, what do I have down currently? I've got some solar panels. Oh, have you finished, have you? Must be. Yeah, because obviously I've got the solar panels down. I've got... Actually, I would say I've got a couple of diesel generators, but I haven't filled them in so long, so they're probably empty by now. I do have the bio plant down here currently running. I think. Do I? Storage is empty. Oh, that's now empty. Actually, I'll bring those bales over here, to be honest. But yeah, let me see if I can find it. Government building. There we are. So as you can see, I've got a heck of a lot of everything really in supply. So obviously, I am not going to run out. But the one thing is as well, I don't tend to have tons and tons of factories running all at the same time. So obviously, I'm building up as I'm going. Um, how can it be dated? The roads and fields haven't changed. I know, I don't know what they were on about, but oh, my trees are finally grown up. Nice. Obviously, when you're just starting out, if you like doing forestry, if you place down like these, got the biomass heating plants, they'll also produce your electricity as well from like your wood chips, your bales, stuff like that. Obviously, if you've got poplar fields down, you can actually bale them up and put them in there if you wanted to as well, and they'll produce. One to do, but yeah, that solar station is definitely the one I'm aiming as my end product, end placeable, I suppose, on here. But I've also got this big area here. Actually, what am I currently owning? Yeah, so I want to put the BGA up here. Depending on the landscaping around it, I might be able to get a couple of factories in here. Um, I suppose if I was to purchase these, that would then finish off the factories, and I've still got all that still to go. It's terrible. Also over here, I've currently got my Heinz, my Dell, and Campbell's, Smirnoff. So yeah, I've got Dole. Actually, I've filled up Dole and I haven't even done anything, sold it off yet. Yep. Mind you, obviously, with what T Miller is saying is obviously he's only got like the Toy Story put down for entertainment. That would be enough, obviously, if you just place it down and let it go and let it build up. That's a good way of doing it. Yours doesn't flicker anymore. I wonder why mine still does. What's weird, because it's exactly the same trailer. I have no idea. Oh, he's just finished working up there. Let's get these guys unloaded quickly. Yes, they did cope. Everything is locked up. Can't use anything really. Obviously, one thing you can, obviously, you'll be able to use the factories and also all of the equipment on the different maps as you would normally. Obviously, you won't be able to go in and edit them like the base game stuff. Yeah, the trees you can't use because they're locked up. Obviously, you'll be able to plant the trees, I believe, because obviously that's been added to the base game when you've got the DLC. So you could actually have this map, for instance, with some big sequoia or whatever they are, those big redwoods. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah, we're going to be carrying on, obviously, with the revamp. Um, yes, it's kind of a pain. Obviously, we'll be able to do some form of buildables with them. It's just going to be a little bit tricky getting them working, I think, because obviously it's going to be basically two productions in one. I know Dave's got ideas on how to make it work, have like a placeable um, construction point, I suppose is the best way, where you get a product and put it into that, and then that then loads into the factory, which can then be deleted afterwards. Obviously, it's all all theory at the minute until we actually get in there and try. Don't know if it's going to work or not. But yeah, lots of work to do regardless. So I've still got finish off getting pallets sorted out for some of the productions there. Oops, come on. I just want to unload that in a sec. But yeah, I've got pallet visuals to finish off on a lot of these factories that were converted. Still debating on whether to increase the capacity on the orchards, because obviously I think 12 pallets worth is a bit small, really. You're not feeling very good, so you won't be streaming? Okay. Not to worry, buddy. Not to worry. And there we go. Not to worry. Yeah, obviously I'll be going over to see what Mr. Dave thinks of the map in about 50 minutes. I actually need to take a quick break in a sec. I wonder... Yeah, what I'll do is I'll drop this off first of all. I'll take a quick break to check on the wife and my daughter and grab another drink. I do need to get Steel Factory topped up at some point. I still need to get into obviously the multi-mine to get into the bauxite and stuff, because that is definitely something I'm going to be needing for the Dell factory. Bauxite and Gleaner. Obviously, one thing as well, Dave's hoping to add in a new mining product as well. The other day, if you didn't catch it, he was mentioning something about cobalt being added in. Obviously, where he's going to be taking the sand out of the mine is going to leave a bit of a blank spot, so that's possibly something that's coming, which is kind of nice. I have no idea what cobalt is actually used for, so it should be an interesting one. Well, yeah. Come on, a little bit further, a little bit further. Oh, excuse me. What about Alcoa? Mm. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with Alcoa. Come on, unload, you sod. There we go. I know he's previously mentioned about Alcoa. Yeah, to make the alloy. Obviously, at the minute, yeah, because obviously that's gone into the current steel factory, isn't it? To make the bits and pieces that were in Alcoa. And obviously another one as well, I think a lot of you guys would probably like to see is Cargill as well being brought over. I've pulled it. I haven't actually taken it into 22 yet. What have I actually got? I'm just going to have a quick look to see what I've actually got in my little bag of tricks so far. So I've got Fort Knox. Obviously that's going to be built into the map. I did grab the Corning glass factory off of PV County. Kind of think I might reuse that for something else rather than just the glass factory. We've obviously got the one that I've done on here already. I've got the AVO oil factory. I've got the museum. Obviously that museum was quite an easy convert. It was already pretty much sorted out. And the ones I've currently got kind of ready actually for the next map is obviously Sam Adams Brewery, the coffee factory, which may need a few edits because obviously the blueberries are meant to be coming out, but I'm kind of thinking of a little plantation or something for the blueberries. The peanut factory is pretty much sorted out, maybe a few tweaks here and there. I've also got PMS recycling, so obviously that is one that will be coming back. Whether it's going to be built into the map, don't know yet. Probably because obviously the way it sinks into I have an idea. John D. Yeah, right. Factory. T. Miller. Yeah, I've also got the PMS from County. Obviously, where that has the lower floor, it's probably going to be one that's built into the map itself. Obviously, you'll be able to take your trash to there, and obviously get that then separated into its different components to make your glass, plastic, whatever it is it needs. Obviously, at the minute, I've got it set up to produce the original product, including obviously the packaging as well. So yeah, lots to come over the next couple of months for me. Get obviously these factories ready for the next map. Obviously, Dave's got the map itself to get sorted out. Get those buildings into the map, or the buildings at least into the map where he wants them. Obviously, he's coming to the end of most of the land. The majority of the landscaping is now done on the new 16x map. Right, let me plonk you up here a minute. I hope you're not full yet. So I'm actually going to take a quick break, guys. Just there. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to go check my daughter and my wife. Hey, surfing cowboy. Um, and grab a quick drink. Don't go anywhere. Alright guys, I am back. Holy heck, Criminator's in with Yosho. That's terrible. Right then, let's get back to that screen. There we go. Yeah, how you doing, Surfing Cowboy? And obviously, if you're not haven't checked out Surfing Cowboy Gaming, make sure to click on his link. It's in chat at the minute. Thank you, Team Miller, for that. And check him out. He was doing a bit of snow runner the other day. Cool. How much did Texas DLC cost? No idea. Around about 12 US dollars. And yeah, obviously T Miller will be doing. Oh, excuse me there. ETS tomorrow in his stream, guys, with no mods. So I'm guessing that's going to be on the server, is it? Multiplayer. So you're not following Team Miller already. Make sure to click on his link as well. Give him a follow there, guys. In-game convoy. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so I'm sure if you do play a bit of ETS, you're more than welcome to join in with him. That is still one game I've never actually loaded up yet. I have it, but I've never played it. Obviously played a bit of, mostly ATS, the American Truck Simulator. I've played that, but never actually got in and done the Euro Truck Simulator yet. You plan on stopping by in Hampton? Yeah, if you ever come anywhere near Southampton, let me know and I'll get the kettle on in the UK. There we go. I'll get him. Oh, actually, I do need to invest in some bigger freaking trailers. I'm actually almost on the verge of adding in auto drive just for doing the harvest. Well, that's kind of loud in my ear, but I don't know. I need to just check something, make sure that's. Hopefully, that's not too. The game's not too loud for you guys. Kind of wanted a little bit quieter in the background today. There we go. I'll get you offloaded in a moment. Let's go get this guy going again because he's for some reason stopped. And one thing is, well, why have you come across that far? You should be further across. You stupid butthead. Oh well. That could be what it is. He's got stuck on the hill there. Dang you. Might have to have a look at something. I think something maybe slightly off there. Right, let's do the headland up the top here quickly. Obviously, one thing I did notice is, well, oh, you fudger. When editing some of these, the work widths, you do have to do the XML as well. Otherwise, workers don't seem to recognize the new working width. Let's do this end first of all. Give them a bit of a wide area to turn around in. Oh, there we go. I join if I wasn't past. It wasn't past my death. Oh, I put 3 of the SGA trailers together. Do you know if X-Man will work on auto drive routes for the new? No idea, to be honest. I am kind of considering doing it myself, though. Obviously, with X-Man being a bit away, should we say, from streaming at the minute, um, it's not really reliable. Oh, so yeah, I might do it myself when I've got the map because obviously the landscaping side of things, once it's been released to us guys for testing, shouldn't really change much, so I should be able to get most of it sorted out. But that is one thing I am planning on adding in anyway, is the auto drive to my save game in the new map. And I've got a cat right in the way. One sec, guys. Come on, kitty, out of the way. There you go. Go and lie down there. Bless her. Right. Let's get that filled up. Or emptied out, I should say. Well, yeah, that is the nice thing with this trailer. You can actually hook up tons together if you wanted to. Nope, you're full. Okay. There we are. Yeah, can do, Timo, if you wanted to. Yep, that wouldn't be an issue. Right, so open that one up. Because I'm pretty sure you're full. There we are. That's fine. Yeah, unless it's my graphic settings, I'm not sure. Actually, anybody, obviously I know Timo mentioned that obviously he's not getting the flickering. Does anybody else have this trailer and have the issue with that flickering? It only seems to be on certain angles, which is really weird. Right, so those two need to empty out again. I'll get to that in a minute. There we are. I might actually go in and see if I can edit one of the I can't think of what they're actually called in here for 22. Da, 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 da. Yeah, one of these guys. I might go in and see if I can edit one of them with a slightly bigger capacity and pick up. Okay. Yeah, definitely going to need to increase the capacity on this thing with this width. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Also, I know that it took X-Man about a month or a few weeks anyway to do PV County. So yeah, obviously if you want to bounce it between me and you, we can get that knocked out pretty quickly, I'd imagine. When with Dave not being able to use the platinum stuff in the new map, does that mean that it's going to be released sooner than the original plan? Not sure yet. Obviously, Dave will be going live in about half an hour. Obviously, I'm planning on streaming, raiding over to him, so we'll have to wait and see. Haven't really spoken too much about that since yesterday, really. So maybe sooner than expected. Because obviously once the map is done, obviously the productions could always be just implemented a little bit each week or whatever, like we did this time around. So yeah, who knows? But obviously at the minute it is still planned for the new year. There we go. So I can get that down there. Just make sure you're lined up properly. You should be fine. Go. Go do some work, young man. And I need to get this unloaded. Dang, that guy needs to slow down. Christmas present, maybe? Yep, you never know. It took me a week to do NBC Acres. Yeah, there you go. Obviously, now, I will say I have added in Auto Drive recently to this map. I haven't got it running at the minute because somebody asked me a question about it. And it did actually bring up the option to create the roads that like the one that I'm on at the minute. So that's kind of like half the battle done already. From what I could see, there was a few spots where like the junctions are that just needs connecting up. So obviously that's going to make life a little bit easier. Obviously, yeah, like I said, I'm going to redo the one for this map, either over the weekend or next week, get that updated on the website, and obviously it's going to give me then the chance to actually understand auto drive and everything. Oh, because things like I know with the new version you can actually curve the connections. I have no idea what that is. I've obviously seen T Miller doing it, and I think it was Thavius was doing it the other day. But yeah, no idea how to do that. There is a few things I do need to try and remember, like doing two-way lanes. So rather than having two separate going down, say one of these dirt tracks, rather than having two going, have just the one where it does both ways. Okay, T Miller. I thought it was something like holding the control button down when you start recording, but it was. I don't think that is. All right, that's full now. Do we have lavender storage? Lavender storage. Lavender storage. I have no idea. I'm hoping so. I'm not sure if it. I think it was added to the main silo, if I remember rightly. Because I'm going to get a heck of a lot of lavender off this. Priority lanes. Yeah, something like that. So, like, say for instance, this road here, obviously where it's so narrow, you can only get one vehicle down. Obviously, being able to have just one auto drive line, but going both ways, that's the thing I can't remember. And obviously, it changes the colour to, is it purple or blue or something? From the standard colour of green or whatever it is. Same with like this as well. You could have a two-way rather than a single way, if you get what I mean. Oh. It's literally been a long time since I used auto drive. It's kind of try to remember everything, and obviously I do try and keep um, paying attention to you guys as well. But it's changed a heck of a lot, or quite a bit actually, since I last used it. You can make it two-way. You would click the right mouse button. That's it for one way and left of the. That's the one. Thank you very much. The right mouse button instead of the left. Yeah. That's all I needed to know. That's cool. Not sure about cosplay yet. That's still I'm on the wall with that one. Obviously I've never been big on cosplay in 19. I did use it for try and use it on 19, but I had a lot of issues. It might have been just the version. But to be honest, I do like using the in-game helpers as well. And obviously with auto drive, if it is set up correctly with the field numbers and everything, you can easily set it up to unload your combines if you wanted to do it that way. Well, there's you. There we go. Get this one going. Oh, you didn't go very far. Jeez. Yeah, definitely need to work on that capacity there. Actually, well, we've got 34 minutes. I could actually quickly edit that. Get this unloaded, and what I'll do is I'm going to just save and then exit quickly. And I'm just going to show you guys how to actually edit something in capacity. Right, so let me do that. We'll save you. You try using, but it's still easier than using. Yeah. Right, so let me just close that down. Let me jump over to desktop so I can actually show you guys what I'm actually doing. And I know a lot of you guys do know how to do little edits here and there, but there is some of the guys just coming into the game who have no idea. Yeah, workers, some stuff. Use cosplay, but 70%. Yeah, depending on the fields. Obviously, I know one bonus for using cosplay is obviously doing the vineyards. That is one thing that is kind of nice about it. For doing obviously grapes, your olives, blueberries. I know coffee at the minute hasn't been updated yet. But I do know that they were mentioned about possibly getting added in at some point in the future. Right, so where the heck's my mods there? And I want the root crop harvester. Right, so let me close you a sec. Alright, root crop harvester, root crop harvester. So the way that I actually do it, I seen it there a minute ago. Where the heck are you? PV root crop, wasn't it? Mining bucket, root crop harvester, right there. Right, so obviously because this is a zipped folder, you can actually edit it, I should say, without unzipping it. But for anyone who isn't sure on that, what you can actually do is right click it and extract it. Obviously, in this case, I'm just going to go into the folder, find the XML that I want, which is going to be, that's a sugar beet cuts one. Rooster, where is the other one? Multi Rooster 6, that one. So if you actually drag it onto your desktop like that, you can actually edit it here. Let me see something. Length. Yeah, so it is set up correctly. So obviously, in here, you're going to have a few different things that you can actually edit. Work with, that's what it is. There. That needs to be changed to 9.0 as well. So obviously, if you're increasing the work width itself, you can change that there to obviously the width it's going to be total wise. You also can do the length as well. That's going to allow it to actually adjust. And what other things you can actually adjust in the XMLs. Obviously, I'd recommend that you make a copy of these just in case you do mess up. Obviously, speed limit you can actually change from whatever it is to, you can put it to 20 to 100 miles an hour, whatever. I don't usually tend to worry about this part here, the max mass, because obviously if I scroll down, I'll show you why. Down here, obviously where I've added in the additional capacities, some of these may have, no they don't, frickin' heck. So sometimes when they get over a certain weight, you find it's hard to move. What you could find in some of these, it'll have update mass equals false at the end. And obviously the speed is in kilometers, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know what French is. So if you could speak English, that'd be great, Benji. So obviously I've currently got this one here. I'm actually going to increase that a little bit. So 36. So if I double that to 72,000. Obviously, because I've obviously taken up that little bit more, what I'm going to do is put in update mass. And it's got to be done like this. So it's update with it all lower. Mass has to have the capital. Then it's obviously equals. Then your speech start. And what you want to put in there is false, F-A-L-S-E, then close that false. And what that's actually going to do is remove the weight in there. What you can also do, if you wanted to, update max mass, just like that. And obviously what that is going to do, it's still going to give you a weight to your trailer or whatever it is, but it's actually going to then adjust this up here. So where it says the max mass here, the 3,000 or 30,000, it's actually then going to change that, so it's going to be a little bit higher to correspond with this. Also, you can change the top one as well, but I just usually do the update mass. It's just so much easier. Also, one other thing with increasing that, if you look for the discharge as well, and I'll read in chat in a sec, down here, you also need to edit the empty speed. So obviously I've got that at 70,000. So if I do say 100 and no, obviously you don't want to go over that maximum. So that's 6,000 there. So it's going to load pretty quickly. So if I go say 5,000 discharge on that, and the reason I'm doing that is obviously you do not want to go over your capacity on itself. So obviously the lowest here is 6,000. Obviously that's the base game one. So obviously what I tend to usually do is go for half of that and maybe a little bit more. So obviously that is then going to give me the 5,000. So it's still going to unload pretty fast on the lower, but pretty steady on the highers. Obviously in here as well, what I've actually gone in and done is added color configuration options to obviously the base game material or the base materials, as well as rim options. You can do a design if it's got another thing, but yeah, that's all I'm going to pretty much edit for today. Then all you do is just drag and drop it back into the folder, copy and replace, and it's done. You're now ready to then load up your game again. And that'll just be black for just a moment. Open and close quotation marks, that's the ones, yeah. So, just get this loading back up. I've got to go back into modding myself. There have been so many updates with the UAL that I need to redo my trailer. Yeah, very, very true. Hello, dear. My wife just walked in. Checking out what I'm doing. Bless her. So yeah, that's a little quick tutorial on modding. Obviously, if you are changing the work width of something, I would recommend actually opening up the i3D in Giants editor and then looking for the work width, and obviously you'll get the width, height, and depth or whatever it is, and edit them rather than going and bring it up in Notepad or whatever. Then obviously edit your XML as well to correspond with that. Sorry, I was just taking a quick drink there. Yeah, one thing actually, where you were mentioning about the oil drills and stuff, T Miller, I'm not sure how they're going to work with the offload trailers. That might be something we'll have to look into as well with the Surfing Cowboy. I may need, I don't know if we'll be able to do one big pallet onto the trailer itself and have it within. Um, oh, thanks KW for that. I wasn't really bothered. I don't know what it actually says, but yeah, I did ask for English. Yeah, I don't know if there's any way of setting up so it has to be within a certain area. I haven't got a clue when it comes to the auto load stuff. Yeah, we may have to have a little session together, Surfing Cowboy, and try and figure that out. Because might be quite nice to be able to auto-load some of the containers that are coming with the Platinum expansion. I do know, looking at them Big Daddy's earlier stream, they will lock in onto the trailers. Actually, I'm kind of curious what that was, what they said. I recognise some of it, please and thank you, salute and that. Let's have a look. Bring you up. Go to Google, translate. And I know it's French. French. So there. So. Oh, okay. They're advertising their channel. Okay. Yeah. Bad people. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, back to this lot. Yeah, so obviously at some point we'll have to get with you, Surfing Cowboy, and see if we can figure something out with the, obviously, those pallets. Come on, hard help it. There we go. Right, so you can get going again. I know you need to unloading, don't you? Oh no, you don't. You're fine. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm not sure how the containers are going to work on the autoload trailers yet. But if they work, then we'll be able to get the um, next one sorted out for the drills. There we go. Get that unloading. Yeah, as you can see, that capacity was like half of what it was before. Yeah, I'd imagine there will probably be a lot of updates coming for like obviously the TLX stuff to include it anyway. Right, let's see how this guy does now. Hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. Obviously it unloaded a lot faster, so that's kind of good. So, yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine for now. Thank you, dear. Bless her. She brought in a coffee. Okay, so that's done. There. You're fine. There, you're fine. You're fine. So, obviously, one thing I did want to try and do at some point is get some trees done. I'm not going to bother doing it today, but obviously, this is the area I'm going to be clearing out. Just here. Obviously, I did demonstrate the header the other day on that tree harvester. But it would be really nice to get something like those big sequoias or in here, or even on the new map. Obviously, I know that they become plantable. So it may be done that way rather than having to be able to put it in the map itself beforehand. Actually, there's an idea for Dave. I wonder if he's thought of doing it that way instead. Section off an area of land where if you've got the DLC, you can have a pre-planted field with the trees. Because obviously the way he loads in, like, say for instance, the buildings, defences and stuff, I wonder if that works the same for the plants, trees, stuff like that. Yeah, exactly, have it planted with the saplings. But obviously if they don't have the DLC, they can still reuse that land for something else, if need be a field or another forest, for example. I'll have to mention that to Dave later and see if that's even possible. The other thing is I don't know if they'd be able to grow, that's the thing with the DLC. I suppose he could actually possibly plant them in-game, run it through till they're fully grown, for example, and then do it that way. I don't know if he'd be able to, though. I have to have a word with him and see. It might be an option. Right, so who have we actually currently got hired helper-wise? We've got Boomhauer over there. We got Smurf, which is my wife. And we've got nobody over here because he's a total idiot. It's funny, innit? The last time I used this, I didn't have a single issue with the hired helper turning around and that. On this field only, he's having an issue. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. Oh, dang. There we go, let's get that over a little bit more. I'm hoping Dave's still going at his usual time, because obviously in a little while I do need to jump off. But obviously if anybody does have any questions, you're more than welcome to drop them in chat. You can change the helper XML file. Yep, obviously you can. I do have that hired helper mod. The heck, is it going to show in here? I can never remember what freaking. There you go. So the helper admin one. Left shift slash. That one? Nope. That one. Well, whichever key it is, it's not wanting to work for me. But yeah. Hey, Metalhead2, how you doing? Actually, I don't know if that's still working. Obviously, I'm just using the SGA one. Just go, yeah, which should be what that one is. Yeah, I don't really have my own Discord. Not doing too bad. I'm not doing too bad. But yeah, I'm just using the SGA Discord. I'm pretty sure that you're probably in there already. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. So who have we got? So currently we've got Wheels and Ryan together. We've got Dave, NBC, Big Daddy, Terminator Live, and Yosho and Danny. Holy heck. I've never seen it so busy. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, thanks, bud. I just need to keep an eye on Mr. Dash next. For some reason, it keeps stopping. I do have follow me in here as well. I've used that a few times for doing bailing and stuff. Very helpful, actually, that one is. Definitely one to recommend on these big maps, big fields and stuff. Boomhauer has a full tank. Okay, you're going to be a little while yet. Obviously, Boomer is on the big field. There we go. Yeah, so my aim for this in-game year is just to really focus on getting those factories filled up and running. I've got bleaking heck, too many factories still to get sorted really. Obviously Heinz, Dell, not Dell. What am I on about? Dang. The three up in front of me there to the right. So we've got Campbell's still to finish filling up. Heinz, Dole, wasn't it? Is it Dole? Can I remember the other one? Smirnoff's pretty sorted out at the minute. Sugar Factory's fine, that's fine. The main one I was focusing on was actually my Sam Adams. That's one I've had down for 2 in-game years now, and I think finally I should have most. Obviously, the only thing I'm waiting on is hops. That seems to run out quickly. I might change that over. I do need some more wheat at some point and sorghum to get in here. But everything else seems to not be too bad. Actually, what I'll do... I did put my hops down. So this is one of the things that's being added to a lot of these factories. Are all the pallets and stuff, visuals. Obviously some of these small ones like this guy here, it's not going to have any pallets. Visual setup. Let's open new. I'm going to set that to distribute. Change that to distribute. And that will then go straight over. Obviously do need to add more hemp into there at some point, but it's fine. But yeah, big old factory. Alright, so now that same Boomer is full. Smurf's probably full as well. Yep, from the looks of it. Oops, I keep on the wrong screen. It's terrible. Yeah, the follow me mod is a lot better than 19. And obviously watching UT Miller as well. Dave just went live, cool. Also, obviously we've gone over to see them. Obviously with the follow me as well in 22, they seem to have increased the distance as well. So obviously one thing with the 19 version, you could get say that distance between like myself and the combine, and it disconnect. Obviously with the 22 version, you can maybe be the other side of the field, and it'll still carry on following you. It's kind of nice. Here we go. So we'll get this guy unloaded. Or partly at least. You're fine. Oh, he's. I think I'm going to have to put auto drive in here and get it set up on here. He's finished again. He's a pain in the butt. I'll finish that off myself later. Save having to jump so far around. Let's go get this unloaded, and then what we'll do is go over and see what Dave thinks of the new map and his comments. Welcome back, Surfing Cowboy. Out of curiosity, guys, for the 16 people that's currently watching, How many of you are actually going to be playing the new map and checking out the new production stuff and that? I had a vehicle show up where it was at about 3 minutes after me. Holy heck, that's ridiculous. But that just shows how good it is now. Actually, he's full, so I can't really put it in there. Thinking about it. Yep. Actually, I should have said, put 1 in the chat if you are, 2 if you're not. Obviously, next week when I'm streaming Wednesday, which is probably going to be on the next Farm Sim day, I will be streaming it then, checking it out myself. I'd love to focus on more of the production side of things rather than the build, the logging and stuff. Acid Burn is a 2, okay. Why, out of curiosity, Acid Burn? Is it not your sort of thing? Also, I know it's a logging map, and a lot of people don't really like the logging side of things. I'll be playing it, but haven't been trying to hide with the pre-release stream. Alright. Yeah, that is one thing as well with the pre-release. It can be helpful, but then it could be like spoilers. Obviously, to be honest, I kind of took a nap when I was watching Big Daddy for about an hour, and yeah, missed a little bit. But I'll have him on in maybe the background or something playing. So, but yeah, obviously, like I said, I've got Yosho currently on my other stream there on Google. But yeah, let's go finish this, tip this off, and then we'll go over and see what Mr. Dave's up to. I know he's dropped down in different channel now, so that's kind of cool. I can go over and bug him for about half an hour with an ice cream. Right, I'm pretty sure he put it in here. And my phone is on a funny 5 minutes. Please, please, please. Good. Phew. And I love these signs. If any of you guys haven't seen them yet, they will connect to any silo, any production. It's really nice. Right, I'll sort you out in a minute. And we're just going to save that there. And what I'll do is I'll jump over to my ending screen quickly. Oh, fiddlesticks. You stay there. And I need to bring up my Google. And we're going to roll the credits. Big, huge thank you to everyone for coming out today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't fancy. I'll play Uncharted until Dave's new map. Yeah, obviously Acid Burn. Obviously, if you do have the DLC, you can use the equipment on Uncharted as well. Obviously, you don't have to play the map to be able to use this stuff. It's kind of nice that way. I know Team Miller's planning on maybe using the containers on there, so yeah. So that distributes crops. Yeah, I know you got it. I know you do. I want to check out the productions and the buildings. Yeah, exactly. That's something that I know with some of it, it's kind of tricky, but well, I'm sure I'll have a little play around with it anyway. So yeah, so like I said, we are going to go over and see Mr. Dave. So let's see what's his countdown like. He's got about 30 seconds there, so let's get over there, check out, make sure not to miss a moment of it. Oh dang, he's not even on my list. That's terrible. Thankfully, I know how to spell his name. Dashnet. So obviously we're going to see Mr. Dashnet. So obviously I will be back tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. my time. So obviously I'm in the UK. I'll be with my daughter doing something. But obviously then after the release, I'll be streaming Wednesday. I will try and show off as much as I can in my time on here. So yay. But until then, have a great one, and I'll see you again soon, guys. All the best, and let's go give Dave some love.